Sloan. Oh. All right, now we have Rebecca up for State Board of Education. You have 2 minutes to introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. It looks to me like you're probably getting a little sleepy after all these speeches. I teach at Texas State down the road, and I am running for State Board of Education District 5. It's an unpaid office. It's 13 counties, and I am running because I actually believe in the importance of education. We talk about that, but we don't really act like it. And the evidence of that is right here in Texas. We rank 49th in the percentage of high school graduates. We're not doing a very good job. Now, one of the main reasons is because we don't fund education adequately, but the State Board of Education doesn't exactly handle that. That's more of a legislative issue. But they do handle the textbooks and curriculum. We get lousy textbooks because there are biased people on the board who don't want people to learn about their history. They don't want them to learn about sex education or science or evolution or climate change. So that's one problem. But the curriculum, what the heck is a curriculum? It's what they learn. And we're not teaching our students an up-to-date curriculum. If we model ourselves after some other states or some other countries in what we teach our students, they would be engaged and they would be learning things that would prepare them for jobs and for higher education. In Germany, every single student is prepared for higher education and they're given vocational training in case they want to just go and get a job. We could do that in Texas if we had a good State Board of Education, because we decide to pick things that they look good. Oh, let's have them taking Algebra 2. No insult to the math teachers here, but we should get rid of that. We should make sure that they learn statistical literacy, coding, the kinds of things that they need to do today. I have the background and experience because I have been fighting to get on this board for the last decade, and I've gotten better and better and better at it. And so in 2020, I'm going to win, and I'm going to change the State Board of Education. If we just get teachers on the board, it will make such a huge difference. And I want to point out that my opponent is not here, but I do have an opponent who has only voted in 2 Democratic primaries. Thank you.
Thank you. The State Board of Education is no stranger to controversy. The Thomas B. Fordham Institute blasted the state's U.S. history standards, characterizing them as a politicized distortion of history. Their report noted that the standards offered an uncritical celebration of the free enterprise system and its benefits, completely overlooked Native Americans, downplayed slavery, barely mentioned the Black Codes or Jim Crow, and dismissed the separation of church and state as a constitutional principle. What curriculum standards would you like to see changed, and how would you propose to prevent board members from inserting into the standards their own beliefs and pet causes rather than fact-based content?
I'm going to answer the second part first, because the way to change that is to flip the board. And there are 3 flippable seats. Out of the 10 that are up for office, that's the way to do it. Now, we also need to have people who are researchers, teachers, authors, to be on the board, and I am all 3. And so I understand how to actually get history that tries to find the facts rather than create a nice story that makes us feel good about our particular identity. If we actually use subject area experts and we get decent textbooks in, students will be excited. They will have the tools to solve problems, and they will also have the inspiration, the freedom, and the creativity. We can also shift a lot of our budget spending away from these high-stakes tests that aren't even good tests. We should not make students or teachers or parents or the socioeconomic level determine where students are. Schools should not be getting A through F grades. We have to make sure that we give the best to our students.
Thank you. What experience and qualifications do you have that make you the best qualified candidate for this position?
Well, I've been a teacher ever since I was teaching in the Peace Corps in Chad, one of the 10 poorest countries in the world. And I taught at the grade school level, the high school level, and the university level. And in my spare time, I was an interpreter for U.S. Air Force flights to the Sahel to deliver grain. I've also been teaching at Texas State since the 80s, and I've developed curriculum. I served as the special assistant to the president to improve our retention of freshmen and to help people with that articulation between high school curriculum and college curriculum. I've also served on boards in San Marcos where we got things done. I was on a committee that got recycling done. I was on the committee that got a library built and got bicycle lanes built. And I was on planning and zoning where we had to make tough decisions with a lot of contentious issues. And we did a good job. We protected our river and we protected people's rights in San Marcos. So I have developed curriculum. I developed the media studies minor, and so I know how it's done.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming, Rebecca.